Howdy folks, Glenn with the almost world famous Cactus Atlas, about to spend the night and give you a tour of the Painted Rock Petroglyph site and campground. Well, here we are at Painted Rock Petroglyphs campground. It's full. It's a full one today, isn't it? I mean, from what I saw last online when I made my reservation, I might be the only one sleeping here tonight, all by my lonesome in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. And my first impression of this place, it's hot. Uncomfortably so at the moment, just mainly because I'm not used to it. And all of a sudden the temperature bumped up between yesterday and today, and it's pushing 90. Now I know as an Arizonan, that's nothing. And it's gonna cool off tonight enough to where I think it's gonna be pleasant sleeping weather, but for the time being, it is hot and this place is exposed. This is the desert. And not the lush with the saguaro and everything type of desert. This is the scrubby, there's some creosote and other scrubby things here, but that's about all you're gonna get. But you do have skies forever, so hopefully we'll see some good stars tonight if the moon doesn't drown it out. But anyway, on with the show. Let's get down to business here and talk about what's happening. Some of you may know this spot. It's probably a little more obscure than usual, but I'm north of Interstate 8, not too far from Gila Bend, probably 10, 11 miles up the road if I had to guess, once you get out to the highway that is. But this is an archaeological site, and there's something special about it. Give you a hint, there's some pile of rocks over there, and that's really the main attraction where you see some of those covered buildings over there. We'll check that out in a minute, but we're in the back of the campground, and looking straight ahead, there's probably several sites between us and those rocks over there, although you probably couldn't tell by looking at it. I've wanted to camp here for the last couple of years, and usually what happens is I wait too long and then it gets way too hot to be practical to camp out here in the desert. So that's lesson number one to know if you're not from these parts. It's already kind of pushing that limit of what I find acceptable for desert camping. I bet you in a couple weeks, I probably would be like, nah, that's not good enough. So I figured I had to get this one done in 2024. The challenge I foresee though is that this is a very sizable campground facility. I want to say I saw a sign over there, site number 58 at least. So I'm going to say there's at least 58 sites, if not more. I didn't burn the map into my brain, and I'm sure I'm flashing stuff up on the screen for you now. But basically, it's a huge campground, a BLM campground. Maybe a good starting point here is let's scan my site number 37, and figure out where I want to put my tent. Something's calling out to me for like right over here. Alrighty, tent is set up approximately where I said I'd put it. Was thinking about putting it back on the grass a little bit more, but there's like snake holes and stuff back there. Something lives back there. So I don't want to camp on top of it, whatever it is. I'm pleased with this spot, and I had plenty of choice. So if there's one thing to be said for the tent camper, there's plenty of level ground. It just may be kind of rocky and gravelly is all. I'm gonna show you why, if you're new here, why I'm not as bothered by that. I have a tarp underneath the tent. The tarp fits underneath the tent almost perfectly. So I've got protection from underneath. And then inside, I use like this cheap Target rug on there for even more protection, just to, avoid scuffing up the tent and tearing it up over time. And then I've got this cot from REI, the King to Cot 3, I think is the model. It's been a long time, but I sleep comfortably. So, and then I've got a little makeshift end table and lighting in here. And I'll have a Nintendo Switch and a book or something sitting on there to entice me to sleep later on. Alrighty, let's check out some of the amenities here. The two amenities you'll get at a given campsite here, and I'm pretty sure each one's gonna have the same thing. First thing is a large concrete picnic table that ain't blowing anywhere. Somebody left some neat rocks on the table that were painted. And the next amenity that we will be making use of tonight, if all goes according to plan, is a fire ring with an attached grill. And that's pretty much it for your basic campsite here. Plenty of places to pitch a tent, big nice lots for rigs, RVs, no electric hookups, and plenty of spots to pitch tents if you're okay with rocky ground. It's probably a good summary of just about every site from what I could see, but I am gonna go over here first and we'll look at the vault toilets that are near my campsite. I'm gonna tell you why I chose this site also, and it lives up to what I thought. And then we'll probably make our way through the campground. I think I have a more efficient way to maybe try to tackle this one today. Now all up and down, there's two loops here, the Hohokam loop and the Patayan loop. I'm on the Patayan loop if you're following along on recreation.gov or something, but you'll see site after site on either side of the road. You probably could see the picnic tables, and some of them are a little closer together than others, and we'll discern that, but clearly you don't have too much to worry about though in this park, right? And this is site 35. One, very comparable to what I've got going on over in my site. Gigantic lot, picnic table, a million places you could put a tent, park a rig. I mean, what else do you need? Other than some shade, right? And here's site 36, in the very back corner of this whole thing, probably catty corner to the main entrance and the main draw here that we'll go check out later. This would be the handicap site, and I do think it's completely paved from the picnic table area to the restroom. So we'll go over here and then we'll go check out the vault toilets. So this is a very nice little site. You've got this paved area, really nice, with a picnic table bumping up right to it. I was wrong, the trail is not paved, but it looks reasonable to me and clear of obstructions and a pretty straight shot to the restroom. I like how the fire ring's up on the concrete and elevated like that too. You don't see that too often. It's site 36, in case it fancies you. And you can see me in relation for scale. So far I've seen lots of lizards, but nothing bad like snakes or anything. It's been very clean and no scorpions or bad things like that. Now that I said that. No, I've already been in here once, so I know what to expect. It's gonna be clean. So I don't know what the other vault toilet looks like. We'll go even up to the front. Maybe they have running water for all I know, but let's check this one out first. Okay. This will be my vault toilet for the evening, and just like the one I saw, or that I used in Oregon Pipe last night, a very clean, odor-free, probably not often used vault toilet. So not one for hanging out in these things, but it also has, it looks like it had hand sanitizer. I don't know if there's anything in there now. It looks like it might be empty, but. And then you have, I guess, the cleaning schedule. So somebody was here today on the 16th. That's probably why it smells so fresh. The other nice thing you have here at the restrooms is shade. Now don't worry, if you really are desperate for shade, when we go seek out the main attraction over there, there's several pavilions. They're very nice. Plenty of shade over there. It's just out here. You're gonna singe the hair off your arms. I think this would be an insanely boring episode if I were to just go site by site and film, especially considering that everything's virtually the same. So what I think I'm gonna do is drive through and maybe commentate from the air conditioning of my car. We'll drive the loops, and I think because there's not a lot of trees here and stuff, that's gonna give you a pretty good idea if you're like looking at recreation.gov maps or anything like that and trying to figure out what's what. That should help you. But if you want what I think is going to be your most desolate, isolated sites, unless I see something different from my overhead map studies, this back corner where I'm at 37, 35, 36, all of these would be where you might want to consider. Why don't we do a tour of what this place is all about, the main draw that most people come here for. It's not to camp, obviously, but it is to come view some petroglyphs on that pile of rocks over there. Here's the main draw here at the Painted Rock Petroglyph BLM site. The literal, I wouldn't say painted rocks, the chipped on rocks, the petroglyphs. Rock etchings, mainly on this front, this southern facing face. I think that's southern facing. Nobody really knows the meanings, the true meanings of the petroglyphs, but some objects are pretty obvious as to what they represented in one way. But did a rattlesnake mean, hey, it's a warning, there's rattlesnakes here? Probably not, I'm gonna guess. They probably were like, duh, yeah. But, you know, maybe that was a clan symbol or who knows. So something that I don't know if we'll ever know, because these people did not have a written language or any way to document any of this. So rather, is what you're left with is your own interpretations, which I think is the best thing. It adds a mystique, a magic to it. But this area was of particular interest to me. Not as many of the, what we presume are Hohokam petroglyphs here, the people that made these things hundreds of years ago. But you do see more modern symbols, DEW, who knows when that was made. There's no date associated with it that I see. But you do see some, I want to say there's an 1878 maybe, and a 1907, I saw a 1915, I saw 1960s. So a pretty good sampling of time frames. I did not see anything, I guess more new than the like 1967 sticks out. So maybe that's when they put the fence up, I don't know. Here's where you turn the corner, you really start to see in quite abundance the petroglyphs all over the place. I mean, like from this point on for a little bit, not too long, it is just coated in petroglyphs. I don't know what the best lighting conditions are for these to really pop. Sometimes I think it's in the shady spots, then I'm like, oh, that wasn't really good. It's starting to become later afternoon now. But I mean, I'm sure you can see plenty of them. They're everywhere. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know I've been to many different types of sites at this point. Many of the Hohokam sites, and I've seen a couple that are like marked quite like this with a lot, but not many. And that's what makes this very special to me, is just the quantity and the quality that you have all over these rocks. Fantastic. One thing I do not know is, was there a settlement on these grounds? And the other curiosity I have is why are all of the petroglyphs on this very specific, what I'm going to assume southern facing side? Was there a significance to that? Was there something here? Maybe this was like a trade center or something like that. Maybe that's what all the designs mean, the little scorpion drawings mean. We sell scorpions on a stick. You got roasted rattlesnake. I mean, maybe that's what it is. This is all food vendors. How do we know that it wasn't? All right, so I think you get the gist. Painted rocks. I mean, I could spend, and I'm going to spend a lot more time, because what else do I have to do, really? Still got a ways before the sun goes down. But every pass I make over, it's been several, I see something new and strange. Alien looking things. I know some of you think they look like ancient aliens type things. And there are some that do. I'm not gonna deny that. It's not what I think they are, but I could see how one would think so. Since technically this is a campground episode, I need to show you the whole facility, right? And I wanted to show you at least one of the picnic awnings. So if you're day tripping here, this would be a fantastic little place to just, you know, day trip, stop. You could grill something, you could have a picnic lunch, whatever you want, and then go ponder the mysteries of the petroglyphs. And all around here, there are several similar facilities. You've got more over there, like picnic tables, another vault toilet, and then there's like a storage shed or something, and even another covered pavilion. All right, so we've now gotten a pretty thorough view of the campground, and we got to see what the draw is all about, what the fuss is all about. So now you know. And now what we just have to do is get through the night. And I'm hungry and to make dinner tonight. And I still want to go look at those sites that are right in front of the rocks over there. So what I think I might do is walk it, cut right through, because as the crow flies, we're not far. On the Hohokam loop, which we're on the beginning of the loop, you can see site 5 and other sites, site 4 right here, that border, and then presumably site 3 over there, that are the closest you can get to camping and laying your head down to the petroglyphs. And this is originally what I was gonna go for. One of these. For me, the positives would be, you know, for my work, my job, I'm right here. I don't have to traverse the whole campground to get over here. I could have saved maybe some time camping here, but it's also cool because you would think that the people that made those markings spent more time here than possibly where I'm camping. So it's just a thought, you know, it's kind of cool. So these appeal to me. What turned me off though was on satellite and what I studied, they just seemed too comfortable for my liking. And this is what I'm talking about, site number 4. You got, there's your fire ring and table. And then right there, feet away, site number 3. Great for a group situation, 100%, but so the reason why I didn't do it was for fear that because it's a logical location where I think it would be acceptable if somebody booked the site next to you, because there's a reason for it, a better reason, that was just too close for comfort. I mean, these are fine sites. Even if you had a neighbor close to you, as long as the person was cool, I could probably deal because you could put your tent, I don't know what you do, but this one, 5, is a little better. So if you're going to want to pick something over here, I think this might be your better choice if you want privacy, and you can probably put your tent right there up close to the rocks if you like. It might be nice if you're doing like nighttime photography or something here with the rocks and petroglyphs in the background or something. So, but anyway, site number 5. So I would say these are probably my favorite sites, even the ones that are kind of close for comfort just based on their proximity to the main subject. But so yeah, I could say they're probably my favorite sites with that risk. But being as though this campsite doesn't get a lot of visitors, it's probably a low risk unless you're an unlucky person like me. All right, I'm chilling now. I set up my chair in front of the tent here in the shade, and the shadows are getting longer now and starting to get pleasant. But my more recent complaint now are the mosquitoes. There appear to be a lot of mosquitoes, so I'm wondering if there's standing water back there somewhere. But first it was the flies and then the mosquitoes. Now, in all fairness, I stink. I went camping yesterday too, and I haven't had a shower today, so just me and my lonesome, so who cares? I got some things I could wipe off with if I need to. But So that could be attracting the insects, I guess. But yeah, just more flies than I'm accustomed to, especially when I was working, taking pictures of the rocks. I got mobbed over there, and then mosquitoes, but now, I don't know, all of a sudden it seems to be calming down. Who knows? So from here, I'm not sure. I think for me, I'm gonna just sit here and eat cold cuts and drink this beer. And I think I have another beer, and that's it. And I might retire to my tent early and just, if I can go to sleep early, the earlier I get up, the better. And I have a video to make in the morning, but what we will do, of course, is we'll meet before this video ends and we'll discuss how my evening went, and if anything of interest happens between now and then, I will be sure to film it. We've come to the main part of our presentation tonight. I'm going to do something that I think is a good idea. I was sitting at the campsite thinking, oh, what if I did this? So I'm here to do that. Don't worry, this might be confusing for now. I'm trying to watch out for rattlesnakes for sure. And we're making our way back to the painted rock petroglyph thing, but at nighttime instead. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you painted rock petroglyphs at night. All right, I might try different configurations. I'm trying to light this up. At night, I thought it would be really cool, but it's actually not as effective as I was hoping. The light doesn't really go back as far as I'd like. But it's still pretty cool. I might try to manually hold one of these up higher so we can get more light further back is what I'm trying, but what do you guys think? Something different, huh? Being here at the site to contemplate at night is really what it's all about for me. Here at night, where who knows, would we have heard voices of these people, like the late night ones hanging out, laughing? Did they pack up during the day and go back and not hang out here? Was this an occasional hangout spot, a common hangout spot? Simple questions like that. If there's any ho-ho-com left here to tell us, do something and give us a sign. It is exquisitely quiet though. There was some road noise for a little bit, but it went away and we're just left alone now with the night sky above us and all of this ancient graffiti in front of us. There's an owl somewhere right in here hooting. All right, well, I'm gonna leave the spirits in peace. This was okay. I could do more of this, but being a one-man band and it's getting towards bedtime here, I think I'm gonna say good night to the owl or the ancestor spirits out here, trying to communicate, whichever you prefer, and head back to the camp. But there's your extra activity for the episode. Well, good morning. Day 3 or day 2 of no showers, and I don't like it. I gotta get home and shower up. I've been staying at places with no showers, and I got little wipes, but Nothing substitutes a hot shower, right? Well, folks, the camp is packed up. Slim is loaded and ready to go. And so am I, which means, unfortunately, we need to part ways for this week, but not to worry. We will be back with another video next week, as always. So, staying here at Painted Rock Petroglyph Campground, would I stay here again? I would just do it when it's not so warm. The night was pleasant though, so at nighttime, this time of the year, mwah, but just during the day. Other than that, this is an awesome place and it should get utilized more, and I hope you can come help with that problem. See you next time.